Hello and welcome to the Velvet Revolution. I believe, as ever, that it is episode 59, and we are on the letter G today. So, welcome to anyone that is tuning into this transmission, wherever, whenever, and whoever you are. You're very, very welcome. And thank you for joining this conversation. My name is Ben Rice, and I am joined by Dave Noble. How you doing?
I'm all right. You managed to pull that off, Ben. Well done.
What? Because you surprised me with the record again.
Yes, I love it. He was like, "No, don't. I'm not ready." It's like, "No, fuck you, man. I'm pressing record. We're going. It's go time.
Let's
Fucking, I'm not. We're
go.
not waiting." It's good to see you.
And you, how
Show
are
us
you?
your t-shirt. Show us your t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I love this. It's my new T-shirt, and a big shout out to TSPTR, who a great, great label.
Say that again.
It's TSPTR, I believe. I did find out the other day what it stood for, but they do a lot of like peanuts and sort of
That's why
retro-y
you
type stuff.
know
Yeah.
them. That's why you know them.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, very good label. And yeah, highly recommend all their
I like that.
garments.
I like that, and I like the color. I'm a big fan of that sort of 70s yellow.
They just did a really nice range of like Dennis Wilson Beach Boy stuff.
He's great.
Yeah,
He's great. Anyone that's not sure on Dennis Wilson, former, well, he's the eldest, wasn't he?
I don't know where he fitted in the age bracket.
He was, I'm pretty sure, was he? I don't know if he was the eldest, but he was like the most, he was the edgiest, wasn't he? He was like
I think he
the,
was the only surfer for
he
all their
was.
sort. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was the
yeah,
coolest. He's like he's the George Harrison of the Beach Boys.
yeah. His album is phenomenal. The one
Yeah,
with is it the only album he did? I'm not sure, but
Pacific Blue. Yeah, it's stunning.
yeah,
It's a great
yeah,
album.
yeah, yeah. What's that? The song that I'm really want some clarity on is it the Love Tug of Love?
That sounds like one of your daydreams, mate.
No, he's got a song called oh, can we look it up quickly?
uh,
Um,
I'm struggling to use the robot now because
yeah.
we of our new recording setup.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, it's called I don't know, it's something tug of love. It's something I can't remember. And it's very sort of I wouldn't even say it's cryptic because it's kind of like, really? Is that what he's singing about?
Okay.
But I don't know. Anyway, check it out if you're curious. But the album's amazing. It's an amazing album. I love that album. Um, yeah, anyway, so great t-shirt and great message on there.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. So you've been walking around with that on.
Uh,
Obviously,
well,
you're wearing
yes,
it.
yeah, yeah. I have. Yeah,
Hmm.
not too many comments yet.
Huh. Cool. All right. So shall we are we doing a check-in? A
Yeah,
formal
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, you went to a festival last weekend, didn't you?
Um Was it last weekend? I think it was. Yeah, I went to see our friend Beth Morris, who is a phenomenal singer, and she's landed the part. I'm not, that's the wrong word, isn't it? The part. She's not landed the part. She's currently fronting the Amy Winehouse band, like the original band that used to,
Mm-hmm.
tour the world and do all the live performances and no doubt a lot of the recording. I don't know actually about that, if I actually were in the studio with a recording, but they definitely were her live performance band.
Right.
And anyone that can recall memories of Amy on stage, or you only have to look at the footage, it's kind of all very. I can't dance like them guys, but they were really cool, weren't they? And they were doing all that on stage. So anyway, I went to see him. Yeah, it was phenomenal. I was standing where I was standing. There was a lot of people around me, and you could just hear the most common thing people were saying was like, "Oh, I've got hairs on the back of my neck, or standing up, or I've got
Hmm.
goosebumps," because it's just the reason they still play her music and tour is because they want to keep her spirit alive, man.
Mm.
And her music will always be doing that by its very nature. As soon as you hear an Amy track, I don't know about everyone else, but for me, whenever I hear it, it does make me feel a certain way. She's got that power in her music and her voice and what she writes about. She's one of those artists, one of the greats.
And
Um,
Beth's got a great voice, isn't she? So
In her own right, yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's not many people that can stand on stage with her band and sing her discography, like
Mm.
starting at the beginning and going through singing some of the songs. And they're not trying to replace her. They're not trying to be like an Amy covers band, they're not trying
Hmm.
to, they wanted it to be purely using her music and her spirit, but done in a way that they feel she would have liked, which is just to celebrate her music and her songs and keep the songs out there live.
Hmm.
And if anyone's got the right to do that, it's her band.
Yeah, yeah.
And they needed to find someone who could front it. So yeah, it's great. It's great that Beth is up there, and she looks great, sounds great, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Was it? Did it rain?
It felt like it was in the Sahara Desert because it
Oh, okay.
it was on they were touring. It was down here at the festival on my turf, not my turf, but the turf that I reside in, and on the beach, and it was proper windy, man, and it was the sand was kicking up. It was just like mad, yeah. It was pretty
Yeah,
windy.
I saw some photos on Instagram of Beth in a sort of pink metallic raincoat. She looked amazing.
Yeah, that's from back in the day. I think she got that one, and she's got probably one of the best wardrobes I've ever seen anyone actually own in their own personal, vicinity. So
Mm.
she's got a really amazing wardrobe. Yeah, no stylist required for her. She's got it going on herself. But anyway, did that. That was amazing. It was good to sort of see him and then hang, and yeah, it was really nice. What else have I been up to? I don't know. There's so much I've been doing. I was up this morning at like crack of dawn in the garage in the bike shed, um, fitting some bullet lights onto the rear end of my motorcycle. Um, and what I've discovered is that I can do stuff
Okay.
when it comes to like, mechanical Bob the Builder kind of sort of stuff, which I always would have shied away from and said, oh, can't I just pay you to do it? Or, you know, um, you know, I just would shy away from that sort of stuff. And I think in the latter part of my life, I've become more compliant to want to learn and be more open to failing
Okay.
and being more patient, and I can still we spoke about we did Fury. Was that when did we do the Fury one?
That was last lesson.
Like
Last lesson. Last episode.
last lesson. You're still
Yeah,
in
yeah.
school, Mr. Rice. But I'm gonna be honest, I could easily go from, Zen placid demeanor to Fury of the Tiger Man in a split second if I really allow myself to. But I had a problem where I had a bolt stuck on a nut on a thread, and I was like, oh no, I fucked the thread. Like, and it's like a new light, and I'd just done something. I'd done something quite stupid. It was a stupid thing to do. I'm not stupid, but it was a stupid thing to do. And I nearly did my usual default setting would be like get really annoyed and angry, and it would bubble up to the point where it turned into frustration, it would turn into mild angst, would turn into bubbling anger, which might turn into, a tornado. Where
Full Dave tantrum.
yeah, tantrum basically.
Yeah,
And I nearly called it in with my mechanic sensei, Carlo, who I was with yesterday in his workshop doing a bit of welding on the lights.
right.
And but I reeled it in. I managed to reel it in. I took a step back. I went, "No, it's all right, Dave. Calm down. It's all right. It's all right. Just, 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 just stop. Take a walk or something." So I had a little, like, I just went and did something else for a minute. Came back to it, and I was like thinking, right, pause. Let's just figure out how I'm going to do this. And then I strategically figured out how to get it off.
Mm.
Um, and I won't go into it because it's quite a complicated thing that I had to do, but I managed to do it. I managed to do it, and then I fitted the light, and then I did the other one. And I was really proud of myself. And I rang Carlo. I was like, "This is what I did," and I
Can I have a
nearly,
sticker on my chart, please,
yeah,
Carlo?
and I nearly called you crying, sobbing. I need your help. I'll pay you. So I'm proud. I feel proud this morning. I do. I feel really proud. It's a really beautiful moment for me. So I'm feeling good. Yeah, because of that, I feel bloody good. Um, there's other stuff, but I know I can dip into that another time, I'm sure. But yeah, I feel like that's all I've got for this morning. How are you? How are you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's been I don't know why, but work's just sort of dialed up a notch.
Uh,
It's been an intense week, and it just feels heavy.
mm,
So I've had a lot of uh late finishes. Like, you know, if it yeah, I've just been getting home late. I've been doing the same as you. I've been waking up really early. So I've been waking up at like 4, half 4.
I don't wake up that early, mate.
Okay. I've been
That's
waking up
that's
that
that's
early.
that's mental early. I'm
Yeah.
I'm like half 6,
Right. No, no. I've been waking up at about 4, half 4.
and that's early for me half 6, man. I'm like,
And I've been getting out of bed about 5 as the sun's coming up and going for a walk. And it's been really lovely. And I've been doing that. That's become my routine.
and you've been at the gym this morning as well, already, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah. So I've started. I mean,
You're getting
you,
all LA, aren't you? You're getting all
yeah,
LA
yeah.
vibes.
My shoulder is still like not right, and I've got no strength whatsoever in this right arm. So yeah, I've been trying I've had a personal trainer since January to try and sort of fix it and give me exercises. But what happens is I go and see him once, I don't know, once a month, twice a month, maybe. He's
Hang on,
like, "Have you done?"
the PT.
Yeah,
You see the PT once a month.
yeah. And he's
How's
like,
that
"Have you?"
working out for you?
Not great. He's like,
Fucking
have you done
hell.
anything in between? I'm like, nah, not really. He's going, well, it's not really going to get better unless you do some in between. So
No.
about 2, 3 weeks ago, I started going more regularly. When I say I started going more regularly, I started going to the gym, and I've just got no strength in my right arm. It's really weird. I can't eat like 1 kilogram. Like they don't even have weights that small in the gym, and so there's all these 20 something boys in there like pushing like all these massive weights, and there's me. I've had to bring my 1 kilogram weight from home, and I'm just trying to lift it up with my
Have you
right arm.
really?
Yeah. And it's just, yeah, it's really
Is
frustrating
it
because
that bad? It's got to be pretty bad if you're struggling with a 1 kg, man.
yeah, yeah, it's like I don't know, I'm just getting to the point, like, is there something else, is there something like
Yes.
broken, is there something
No.
snapped, or I don't know.
No.
It's simple things like I can't lift a kettle with my right arm. It's yeah, so it's frustrating. But then I was walking back this morning and I was thinking, well, I started going to the gym again regularly about 3 weeks ago. So it's not a huge amount of time yet, but and I'm definitely getting stronger, you know, around it. It's just my right arm is just a bit weak, and
I
it's
don't I
and
don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing. I've got to turn my selfie off. I've still got that on. Turn that off.
okay.
Right, turn myself off. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing I am laughing, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not laughing because you're in pain or you're struggling. I just
It's
think it's funny.
yeah, it is because it's like I was talking to someone at work about it, and they said, "Yeah, do the 1 kilogram weights at home because you're just going to look embarrassing at the gym." And it's like,
Yeah, but
I
you
just
know,
like I don't care. It's like my shoulder basically just doesn't work. And I was looking in the mirror today at the gym, and I was just like, like my arms just look different. They just like when I was moving, it's like this arm just moves different to the other
all right.
ones.
When you come down here, I'm gonna take you to my Thai lady, and I'm seeing her after this. I'm gonna go for my end of week Thai rub down, and
Okay,
right, and take that
is
out the
that a
night.
Dennis Wilson song?
Yeah, yes. But one of the things she always does, it could be midway through session or at the beginning
Hmm.
or the end, but normally it's like at the end, she'll go, "Yes, you're straight today. Like your body's straight." Like she
Okay.
always measures where my feet are, my legs, where they measure up.
Hmm.
This is a real thing. This is a real thing. People listening, this is a real thing, right? I don't know if anyone's ever had this, and maybe you have. If you have, sling us a freaking comment, man. Let us know.
Oh, is your body straight?
Tell me I'm not chatting shit, or tell me I am chatting shit. Because I know about this stuff. Apparently, there was a guy in a prison. I think he was like a Swiss guy. This is like the mythology around it, and there may be some truth in this, or it might just be a story, but it's a good one. There's a guy. I think he was Swiss and he was in like some German prison or something like that. And this is going back a few years. And he was in a prison and there was a guard, one of the prison guards, right? This is a
Hmm.
classic, sounds like it should be a Hollywood movie, right? There's one of the prison guards who was struggling with ailments. There was something wrong with him. I can't remember what it was specifically, but the prison guard had some ailments, right? Maybe he had an ingrown toenail or he had a bad, like you, he could only lift 1 kg and all the other prison guards were like, and you, right, you what? Right? Anyway, he was struggling. The prison guard
Hmm.
was struggling. Now this guy, the prisoner, and I don't know why he was in there, but he knew about this shit. I think he'd been like lived with some monks or samurai monks or something. And or something like that.
Are
You
you
know what
writing
I
a new
mean.
book by any chance, mate?
No, you know what I mean. And they were like they were all like had these mystical methods of body alignment, right? And he learnt
Okay.
about it. He learnt about this body alignment, right?
Hmm.
So, and what that entails is what it is, body alignment. So you lie down, right? And it's like you iron yourself out, like metaphorically speaking, so that your body, and I've learned how to do this. So when we lie down, we don't actually just lie down. We're not straight when we lie down. If you just lie down, you're not actually properly aligned. There's a way of doing it from your tippy toes all the way to the tip of your head, where you have to stretch yourself out. You stretch yourself as you lie down, starting at your heels all the way back, and you align your body properly. You kind of stretch your body out. Do you know
Hmm.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And in theory, if your body's out of a line, it's because it's holding trauma,
Yeah.
right? Or whatever that is. Your body's not in alignment, and that's why we have bad necks, bad shoulders, bad backs, bad freaking kneecaps, bad a lot of things. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physiotherapist or all the other stuff. I'm not. I'm just some dude who is relaying some mythical story.
Dr. Dave.
But it's got back to my Thai lady
Yeah.
because she knows about it.
Yeah.
And when she irons me out, and believe you me, she freaking gives me a right pummeling. And she sometimes she says, "Oh, you're not in a line. You're really not straight today." And then she has to pull me about a bit, and then she goes, "Oh, yeah, all good. You're straight." Sometimes I'm all in a line, and it's normally when I've been doing loads of yoga.
Right.
Anyway, continue.
I don't, where was I?
Um,
I think I'd finished.
I don't know. You was
Yeah.
talking about your one
Oh
kg
my 1 kg.
shoulder.
So yeah, I'm desperately trying to get some strength back into my shoulder stroke arm. But yeah, my I it's still incredibly weak.
That's why I was saying that. I was saying when you come
Mm,
down, I'll take you to the Thai lady. She'll iron you
thanks.
out. She'll straighten you up, and she'll probably say, "Mr. Rice, Mr. Rice, Mr. Rice, you need to do something." I'm not sure what that something is, but
Something.
she'll have some suggestions like she has for
Okay.
me, which is normally do a lot of yoga, um, that kind of jazz.
Right. Okay.
I don't know what I'm talking about really.
Bit of
I'll be.
jazz, bit of yoga. It'll
I
all get
know
better.
I know what works for me and I do it, and it just because it works for me doesn't mean it has to work for other people. We've got to find ways of getting our bodies working, functioning.
Yeah. And I mean that's what I've just been moving a lot more recently. Like I had become completely static. My tail incident last year
Yep.
and all of that meant that I just I'd stopped moving. I'd become very sedentary. Is that right?
Sedated.
Sedated, yeah. And I was on the sofa a lot, eating lots of crap, and now the combination of the tail and diabetes last summer means
Yeah,
that
you
now
paid.
I paid for it, so now I've got to move.
Play now, pay later. That needs to be a t-shirt to them
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Are we going to get them as a sponsor?
I hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
I already sponsor them because I buy a lot of their clothing. So
All right, we need to manifest that. We'll make it
yeah,
work. We'll make it work.
yeah,
We'll make that work. So, and you'll be the one that will be giving them a big shout out you'd be able to swear the different t-shirts.
yeah, yeah.
And then, yeah, we could weave it in. So what does that say at the bottom? It says the transcendental.
Transcendental Research Club.
I love that. It's a really great thing.
So it's the latest wave of clothing they've done has all been around this transcendental meditative group that Brian Wilson joined.
Ah,
So it was part, when he went full, when he was trying to find ways of rehabilitating himself because his
mm,
world was just his mental health was so poor.
mm,
So it was a group he joined in LA, and I've got there's a load of jumpers
love it.
and stuff around this group. I can't remember what they're called.
Is it still
Um,
going, that place? Or did
yeah, I think it is. I
they
think that as a center, it's still going.
didn't get lynched by some mad fanatic
No,
leader
I
who
think there are elements of that, but I don't know enough about it.
so
Yeah,
it wasn't like some sort of sex cult.
strange cultist sort of
I mean, very
randomness.
appealing, these sort of things. I mean, I can see the attraction, the initial
Mm,
attraction when you're really, messed up and lost and
mm.
feeling vulnerable and disconnected, and you're looking, you're searching, and you're in need of something. I can see the attraction. I can see why, it's good PR for these places to say, come to us. I think, do you think they have PR teams, marketing teams, these cults?
I d- um,
And they've got people working in the background going, yeah,
well, I think they probably do now. The modern ones.
yeah,
Is there modern cults on Instagram? Yeah, there are. Of course, there are.
yeah.
Isn't that what? And I almost said his
No,
name, but
I don't know. You can't be saying that, Mr. Rice.
isn't he a cult?
The cult of, I would
Yeah.
say, yeah, the cult of. Like, I like, if you look at the term cult, what it actually means, it's not actually what there's a lot of stigma attached to cults. But think about it, got a cult following.
Mm,
You know, now that could be two versions of that saying. Got a cult
mm.
following, Well, Charles Manson had a cult following.
And
But
that
then,
didn't play out that well, did it?
yeah. But then I watched a Jam documentary last night and they had a cult following
Mm.
because not everyone liked the Jam.
No,
You know,
I'm not a huge Jam fan.
you know, I watched that last night. It was made in 2015, and there was it was a documentary about obviously the Jam, Paul Weller, Bruce Foxton, is it? And I can't remember, he's the bass player, I think. And anyway, it had them all in there, and it had a lot of well-known people who
Hmm.
were um, big fans, and talking about how it affected their lives. And then it went to Somerset House to the expo that they did of all the memorabilia and that. And I was like, oh my God. I was just about waiting for me to pop up in it because I was there at that opening
Okay.
night. Yeah, I remember going with a mate of mine and
Mm.
very lucky enough to go to the opening of it. And it was really amazing. I remember there was all the people there. I mean, Paul Weller was there and they had all the mod gear. I mean, it was just like a Arthur Brighton was there basically. And it was really good. But watching that and seeing it on the documentary, it just flooded back loads of time from that time in my life. Yeah, because I was
Mhm.
still up in like knocking around in London and that. And so you don't like the Jam?
Well, I'm not just not a huge fan. There's
Oh,
some good songs, but they're not a band I've listened to a lot.
yeah. You should check them out. Check them
Oh,
out, man.
okay.
They're all right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Top tip.
They were kind of pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, Paul Weller's pretty cool, isn't he? I mean,
Oh, he's just smooth, man.
yeah. He's just one of those people. It doesn't really matter what he does. It's just
He's
cool.
just smooth, man. He's got a wicked voice as well. Like his way he talks in general. He's just got a
Mm,
really, really nice, calming. It's really mellow. He's a really mellow kind of character, isn't he?
mm,
Yeah, like him. All right.
okay.
All right. Anything else? You got anything we need to? How's the gram going? The gram.
The Graham. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going. It's going. We're getting followers.
Well, we've got double figures yet?
Yeah, we're into the 30s.
Way! What, 30K or just 30 is in a classroom full of people?
Just a
30.
classroom. We've just got over a classroom of people following us
But
now,
that's
which
all
is,
right because you think, right, if you had 30 million trillion and how many of
yeah,
them really are actually looking at your stuff?
yeah,
And then you've got 30, they're going to be, they're on
mm,
board, man. They're in the classroom.
yeah.
That's a classroom.
That is more. Yeah, I mean, if you've got that many people in your classroom, it's quite jam packed in there. So,
Yeah, because not all classrooms have people that are in there and want to be in there. As you know, Ben.
yes, true.
You got what, on average, you got what, maybe a 12 person classroom?
What at my place?
Yeah.
No, maximum of six.
Oh, six. Okay. Because that's all
And
they can cater for.
well,
And
yeah, and
then,
and none of them want to be in the classroom.
yeah, so out of six, how many actually got their bums on seats on any given day? Five, two,
Yeah, I
four?
go one.
Yeah, and you got to round them up. You got to
Yeah.
round them up
That's
every
it
day.
is herding cats. That's
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
what it
yeah. I
is.
know.
Yeah.
I've been in there, man. I've been in there, mate. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. Wild. Interesting. Very interesting places to be. Um, okay. Good. So the gram is slowly building. I'm just gonna share this. I'm not gonna go into it because I've already talked to you about it off this, but I had a very long, deep phone call with a very, very good friend of mine yesterday, who is a bit of a whiz on the old gram, and they use it to their advantage, and they've got a lot of sort of people that are following them and shit and all that shizzle, and they know me and they know what I'm about, and they know I'm a stubborn ass, and they know that I get a bit icky and a bit, and I find it all grubby and a waste of time and blah blah. But they're like, look, Dave, man, Dave, man, you know, you've got, you got, you got to sort of get with the program, man. I'm like, as soon as someone sort of says that, I'm like, ain't happening. But I'm just putting it out there. I think something's starting to shift in me.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it at that. All right.
Okay.
I'll continue to share as we go, but I think I might.
That
I
was a proper teaser. That's literally. I'm gonna something shifted. That's it.
I'm trying to think of an analogy. Um, I feel like tomatoes.
I do know tomatoes.
So
Yes.
I've got two. But depending where you are, you might be saying tomato, right?
Tomato.
Tomato. But I've got two plants on the go, and they're growing
Hmm.
rapidly every day. Sometimes find myself just staring at them, watching them grow. And believe you me, I can actually bear witness to them growing as I'm watching them. They're growing that quickly, right? Now, in theory, the fruit of a tomato
Plant.
plant starts green, right? Is that right? I've not bared witness to it yet because mine haven't given birth to the fruit yet.
Is this the first time you've ever grown tomatoes?
Yes,
Right. Okay. I've
right.
never grown tomatoes, so you're
Neither have
you're
I.
more of an expert than me at the
Okay,
moment.
all right. So I'll report back as we go, but I believe they start green.
Okay.
And suddenly you see these little green, tiny little testicles hanging on your plant, right? That are the tomato.
Okay.
Or I don't know why I call them testicles. They're tomatoes, right? So you
Yep.
get a little green tomato and the size of a Malteser.
Hmm.
I was going for size, and
Okay.
that's crazy that I thought. Right. Anyway, so a little green, tiny, yeah, beginning
Yep.
of your fruit.
Yep.
And then as they change color,
Hmm.
yeah, what color would they go before they go full red and ripe, like your light bulbs behind your head, yeah? Because you've got
Yep.
some tomato bulbs there behind you,
Yep.
right? Before they go that full red color, what color would they go from green, do you think?
Do
Sort
they
of
go to the yellow
yellowy.
one just above my head?
Yeah, I think they go green into yellow into red, like your light bulbs above your head,
Yeah.
right? I think that's how it goes, right? And it probably goes green into yellowy into orangey yellow into
Hmm.
orangey red into red, right? Now, anyone that's growing tomatoes or has ever bared witness to them changing, doing their thing, you might be able to help me out on this. Again, leave a comment. Fucking hell. And that is me. That's how I feel right now. And at the moment, I'm on green.
Okay.
All right. Does that do it for you? Does that work? That
You're
analogy?
still you're just birthing yourself as a tomato.
I'm just starting to open up. My
Okay.
seed is planted.
Yep.
There's been some watering,
Is
yeah,
yeah. Is
and it's
this is it?
starting to develop.
This is you in relation to the gram, not you in life.
No, no, not me in life. Although you
Right.
could use that as a metaphor for life.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay, shall we just get into it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Um, all right, you take over, Ben. I'm just
Right.
gonna
All
chill out for a bit.
right. You're just going to think about tomatoes. I've realised I haven't opened the encyclopedia of words.
Is it your turn to pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said it's letter G, didn't I?
Whilst I'm gonna feel for you, whilst you're looking and sorting your shizzle out, right?
Right.
Have you got, and I'm gonna have to say it, Apple TV. Have you got Apple TV? Have you got
Yes.
Apple? Have you seen their latest promo movie on there? And it's not a movie like Hollywood movie or any other movie like that. It's their own like promotional movie.
Don't think so.
I don't think I've ever seen one that they've put out before. So it's a new for me. It's the first that I've ever seen that they've done it. So I don't know if they've got a backlog of them. I don't really care to look. But I came across this one. It just was on my screen and it was like their latest Gizmo launch thing that's happening later this year in September, I think, or October.
Right. Okay.
And it's all around their new OS yeah, OS systems and how they're developing stuff. And it was all filmed on site at Silicon Valley in the Valley.
Right.
and it's all just a bit. Well, I'm not. I can't possibly comment because I don't want to offend anyone. Just check it out.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay.
But you know what? It did work on me a little bit. It did a number on me.
Right.
It shows that it works.
Was it?
Once I could get through past all of the mad characters that are on it, because it's all a bit mad. It's like, I go around my good friend Joey and Luke's, right? And
Yeah.
and they've got their little 3-year-old kid, right? And then they've got like a newborn that's about 6 months old, right? And I get subjected to the baby stuff on TV. You know, the baby
Yeah.
stuff, the kids stuff on TV. And any parents out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And anyone that is like me and goes around people's houses who have the kids at that age, they got the kid shit on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kids, the mad stuff, right? Postman Pat kind of vibes, but on acid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. That's all I'm saying. It's a bit mad.
Okay.
The characters, people, are they actors or are they legit? Are they actually working there? It's all a bit mad. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm judging. It's just how I interpret what I watched. Is
Right.
it
Okay.
real? Is it actual? Is this, is this? Just watch it and report back to me, please.
Right. Okay.
And anyone listening, do the same.
I have just watched Margot's Got Money Troubles on Apple TV. That's
Oh, I
that's
like what's her name?
Elle Fanning, the lead.
I really like her. I think
Yeah,
she's a cool little actress.
and Michelle
Little, I
Pfeiffer's the
don't know why I
mum.
said little. She's a cool actress.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer's the mum, and Nick Offerman's the dad.
And I
And
love them
yeah,
too as well. Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just a great cast, and it's a very fun story. I really enjoyed that. It's good. It's a good watch.
Ah, cool. I've currently not got it. I'm unsubscribed, but now and again I dip in.
Yeah.
But what I find with it is, I think I subscribed in January, and it took me about a month to rinse through everything I wanted to watch. There was
Mm,
fuck all on there that was that I wanted to watch, if I'm honest.
yeah.
So you have to wait about 10 years and then go on for a bit and catch up. But yeah, it did do a number on me because it kind of made me check out Siri a little bit
Okay.
because what they're offering, what's coming is next level,
All right.
next level because they're in competition with all the other ones that you've got, the other robot shit.
Mm.
Yeah. So I've got to be careful because my tomatoes green at the moment.
it's
And
it's
it,
getting orangey.
if I'm not careful, man, I'm gonna get, I'm just gonna be, yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna turn fruity. Anyway, continue. Sorry,
Okay.
I was feeling for you there whilst you.
Right. I've got the letters up, and we're on G. So we have gratitude,
Have we done that
grief.
one?
Yeah, yeah. Gratitude's red. So we've got grief, guilt, generous, gentle, gluttony, greed, gracious, good natured, and grandiose, which we did last time.
Done that one, yeah. That was a good one. I
It
remember that
was.
one.
Um,
That doesn't seem like a lot.
no, it's not loads.
What about gluttony?
That's on there.
Oh, did you read that? Sorry.
Yeah. Gluttony, greed, gracious, good natured, gentle, generous, guilt, grief.
That doesn't seem like that we need to figure that one out. Add more. There'll be more.
You reckon?
We'll get to a point with this where we might actually really depend on people just to sling us some in, like literally people listening. Can you think of some G's? And if you can, sling them in.
Give us
Add,
your G's.
yeah, it Mr. Rice up on the gram until my tomatoes red and I'll be on it. um, and we got the email address. Join us at thevelvetrevolutionpod.com.
Okay, I am going to go for
What about Grace?
Grace.
Because I've got written down here. and I'm going to read it out now. Grace O'Malley Kumar Foundation. It's on my notepad right here, and I forgot I wrote that. And it's there because I was going to check it out, and I haven't yet. But now I've just said it. It's prompted me. Have you got Grace on that list?
No, let's
Can you
do
add it
Grace.
in? What
Yeah,
now? You're going to
yeah,
do Grace now?
yeah.
That means I chose it.
Well, no, you just prompted me.
Okay. So look, whilst you're filling that out, the Grace O'Malley Kumar Foundation. Now I've got a young maverick
Right.
who was telling me about the Grace O'Malley Kumar Foundation.
Hmm.
And Grace was a young woman, literally not even 20 years old. She was still in her teens, bless her. And she was minding her own business on a night out in Nottingham. This happened about 3 years ago, I believe. And there was some random uh, who she got knifed. And she was with a guy as
Oh my God.
well. He got knifed. They were, um, and the young maverick that I engaged with, he knew her, and I think they played hockey together or something. And yeah, there was just like a gang of them out in Nottingham, and some guy just who wasn't of right mind um, took them out, and they lost their lives to it. And so they set up the family set up the Grace O'Malley Kumar Foundation, which is combating not so much. It's not knife crime specific because there's enough. There's a lot of those charities. Well, there's never enough, and of course, I think it covers that. But it's primarily its main goal is targeting and illuminating and advocating for the medical professions. The the services that we're meant to be providing and the support we're meant to be providing for people who have got mental illnesses to be fucking
Okay.
catered for
Mm.
and to be dealt with. And what I mean by dealt with is to give them the right treatment, support, medication if they need it, therapeutic support if they need it, which of course they will do.
Mm.
Um, and apparently this when the family looked into this guy who did it, there was a long list. And anyone listening, is this a common thing for you? Have you heard of this before? Right? I think we all have. Well, I know I have. It's what I work with a lot. There's a long list of failed. I'm not even say attempts because they don't to me feel like they're even attempts.
Hmm.
Failed protocol to support and safeguard not just the person, that the guy that did it, because that's important, because they're not well. They need help. They need support and guidance and treatment, not just for him, but for the general public. So this shit don't play out all the time, because it does all the time, the world over. So it's on us and it's on them. It's on the fucking professionals, these professionals that are meant to be doing the job of getting this treatment and the right medication and the right resources. And there was a long list of people that it's almost like negligence, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Grand scale. So damn right, the Grace O'Malley Kumar Foundation and the family are damn right pissed about the fact that they haven't got a daughter anymore.
Yeah. That's quite an incredible response as well to because it's almost a lot of charities are set up with the victim, the, the yeah the person that has been harmed by whatever's happened is normally the cause that a charity is based upon.
Yeah,
But to actually look at the perpetrator and to have that compassion almost, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you know, they don't, they're absolutely furious that this has happened,
Of
and
course.
angry and sad and full of every emotion. But to look at it as a also as a point of going, how can we help these people? That's quite incredible, I think.
Yeah. So they're advocating for, you know, getting people to hold to accountability,
Mm,
at the practices, the practitioners, the these bodies of,
mm,
you know, holistic clinical bodies that should be, you know, we all know that we're out resourced. We all know that,
yeah.
and there's long lists of waiting lists and, it's just a fucking clusterfuck, and we're not the only country that's got this. So
Mm,
anyway, look, get that out of the way. But it's important I want to advocate for this sort of shit. And
definitely.
I said to that young maverick, I'm going to give it, I'm going to give it a look. And I haven't actually looked at it yet, but I will. But I'm now saying it, so I'm going to put a link in on the description. So anyone that's been affected by what we're talking about, right? Anyone listening, if you've been affected personally or you know someone, please do look at the link and share it and or have a look at it and see if there's anything you can do. Have a look if it is something you can do, or you might know someone that can help support this great cause, right? Because it does affect us all. Because all you got to be is in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm,
And I remember being on, because I was talking to the young Maverick about this when he told me about Grace when it happened 3 years ago. I was like, shit, man, like, you know, we all see in open sight, like, potential situations going on where something could go down. And you
yeah.
got to ask yourself, what would you do in that situation? Would you jump in? I know I would. I'd jump in. I'd do all I can to help, and disarm the situation as best I
Hmm.
could, so no one got harmed, including the person whose like mind is not right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because ultimately, they don't. It's not like they're going around like complete maniacs, going, "I just want to kill everyone." Maybe there are some people that actually genuinely think that, but deep down, think of who they were when they were a child. That person didn't come into this world to go and slaughter people.
Mm,
They're damaged.
yeah.
They need help. That's the way I see it anyway.
Mm,
So we all can be affected by this. So if you have been affected or you feel passionately about this, check it out, see if you can do something about it.
yeah.
All right, let's uplift the vibe.
Okay, so can you look in the big book of words for me and look up what grace means?
I need to do that as before I reach because I'm losing the sound effect when I reach.
So to meet something with grace means that you are thoughtful,
Is this
kind.
what you think? You're just
Mm.
off the fly. This is what you think, right?
Like if I meet something with grace, then I'm being, yeah, kind and thoughtful and compassionate,
Hmm.
good natured.
Um. Okay, Grace, got it. Elegance of movement.
But
So,
you can meet something with grace, though, can't you? You can.
well, elegance of movement. So, Grace, it moves like Grace, like that's a swan, right? Think
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
swan, elegance of movement, or a ballerina. They move with grace, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Or Michael Ball. Or who else? Um, I'm trying to think of some other greats. Elvis moved with
Yeah,
Great Graceland.
yeah.
Um, who else?
Who
John
moves?
Cleese.
What moved with grace?
John Cleese. Ministry of Funny Walks.
Yeah.
Just shimmies around, elegance of movement. So that's Grace, Swan.
Yeah, yeah.
ballerina. Yeah. Polite goodwill.
Oh, there we go.
She had the grace to look sheepish. Polite goodwill.
So it's being so
And
to
then,
be graceful is to be polite and good-willed.
well, and then it says attractive qualities of behavior, grace. And then it's got in brackets another fourth example is in Christian belief in brackets, the unearned favor of God. And then there's another example, a person's favor. Another example is a period officially allowed for an obligation to be met, 3 days grace. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seven, another example, a short prayer of thanks said before or after a meal.
Hmm.
By the grace of God, thank you for this bread that I'm eating and for the butter that I'm spreading on it and the jam. Okay, so we got it, yeah? You got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, and then there's like address a duke, a duchess, or an archbishop. There's another word for
Ah, hello,
addressing
Your
them.
Grace.
Yeah, hello, Your Grace. All right,
Yeah.
got it? Graceful, having or showing grace or elegance. All right,
Be
charm.
kind and well-natured.
You got it? Got it?
Yeah,
You knew
yeah,
that. You just needed some clarity, yeah?
yeah. I mean, it's just it's bearing in mind what we started talking about when you brought up Grace and the fact that that was that young person's name and their response to what had happened means that it feels like that is an extreme situation which has been met with grace. And I'm just trying to think of an example where I can be, because we've looked at like recently, we've looked at like furious, and we've, the sort of anger when things go wrong, and the frustration that builds up, and in terms of emotions and how you meet and how you're pushed to be a certain way, you're pushed to frustration, you're pushed to anger, you're pushed to this sort of aggressiveness, and to do the opposite, to be kind, to be good natured, even though someone's pushing your buttons, is is quite a skill. It's quite a difficult thing to go, right, I'm just going. It does almost feel godly, which is that idea that God is presenting you with some sort of grace, or there's a lot wrapped up in that sort of in that word
Mm.
of honor, and um yeah, it's a very thoughtful word. It's what it's making me think. It's just like it's a thoughtfulness of like if you're acting a certain way to me, it's me being uh it's me taking whatever you're giving me, and making sure I'm keeping you in mind and responding in a way that is
Gracious.
gracious, that is kind, and
Goodness gracious me.
goodness gracious. And I think it's a very difficult uh it's very difficult to maintain. I know that if someone's really pushing me, my immediate response is to go, well, F them. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to
Fuck
help
you.
them. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything to make this situation better. I'm just gonna ignore them. I'm going to walk away. So to be graceful or to be gracious is a very difficult emotion or thought or feeling to maintain. Is how I'm sort of starting off with.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Okay.
I'm trying to think where I would last have given someone, have been gracious.
Well, I was gracious in my bike shed this morning,
To yourself?
and the bolt and the nut
Okay.
and the thread, because I could have destroyed the thread, and this is a metaphor. So I've got a thread,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the like, I guess the bolt, right? No, the
Yeah.
nut. Hang on, I always get confused. And then you've got the the thing that it fits on, yeah,
Yeah.
and it tightens,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it. It's really hard to describe, but I put the wrong nut on the bolt, and it locked it. And then my on this side of it, it's really hard to describe, but I had to find a way of lubricating that bit to get the nut off back off.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I'm not describing it. I'm not doing justice. But there was this moment where I kind of just wanted to, you know, bite it off, in that kind of, it's metal and I want to bite it off. It's that, feeling of like, oh, I just want to get it off, right? And I knew that I had to figure it out because I was in danger. I could have
Yeah.
absolutely ruined the whole thing, right? And I really could have done. And Carlo yesterday, by the grace of his, you know, demeanor of kindness, um, gave me the time and the generosity to help me, and to help weld the wiring and do what we had to do with it. And then I took it off of him to fit it, and he did his part and he really helped me, and I was really chuffed with that. I was really grateful, and then I came away, and then this morning I thought, right, got up, I'm gonna fit him, and I nearly ruined it all that hard effort, and by the grace of is it by the grace of God or is it by the grace of I don't know, where does this grace come from? Does it just naturally reside in us? Do I naturally just have it in abundance and I just need to access it? Is it a default setting that I have graciousness to be able to just be a little bit more mindful and thoughtful of my approach of how I'm going to do this situation. I mean, look, I'm using that as an example, but it could be anything. It could be anything, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I think there's so many times, so many examples I can think of, like you're talking about with a physical thing where I don't know, like I can think of a situation where, like, I had a food processor and it was a brand new food processor, and I spent quite a lot of money on it, and I couldn't get the lid to fit, and so
Hmm.
because I couldn't just get the lid to fit straight away, I sort of forced it, and then a bit snapped off, and I'm like, oh,
Classic.
that's really annoying. I've just
Yeah.
And I think the same happens in a situation where someone or something, when you're in a situation with people and they're like pushing and pushing, or they're being difficult or aggressive, or and you get to a start where you're just like, well, I'm not going to gently screw this lid back on. I'm not going to gently see if I can work out how to get it off properly. I'm just going to respond with an outburst myself. I'm going to mirror that that level of intensity of emotion that I'm getting,
Hmm.
rather than stepping back and being gentle. I think is the other word that's coming up for me in terms of grace. Is it's like, okay, to be graceful in this situation, to treat this situation so it doesn't all break, so I don't cause like a some sort of split in whatever relationship's happening at this moment in time. I need to be gentle. I need to go, right. What is it that needs to happen to stop this explosion, this sort of rise of emotion?
We have done Fury.
Yeah.
We're on Grace.
Hmm.
We did Fury. What was the one before that?
It was Euphoria.
And one before that, Destruction.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm not sure Euphoria belongs, but it feels like there's some links between similarities, and they're like from the same family, the same cluster of human responses
Mm-hmm.
and experiences is destruction, fury, and grace. Because I think grace is like, you know, if we have grace, there is no fury. Fury should just go away if we've got grace,
Mm-hmm.
in theory. Um, and destruction won't happen because of grace, in theory. So it's almost like if grace intercepts, it cancels out fury, and then destruction will cease to exist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But then if you sort of remove grace and grace is not present, fury's more likely to happen, and destruction's probably going to be a byproduct of that.
yeah, yeah.
So grace is a key component in skillful outcomes that aren't destructive and
Furious.
hate fueled.
Yeah, yeah. So do you think there's some sort of subliminal link at this moment in time between
Yeah,
where we're at?
yeah. I think there's been because we obviously, as we know, and anyone listening, I think you're with us, and anyone that's not been with us and just listening for the first time, we really do not plan these. We do not know what we're going to pick. We just go for it, whatever we choose, and it can be quite subtle, subliminal. You know, on the check-in, we might talk about something, and then that might influence what we pick. But we really don't plan this, and we just go with it off the
Mm.
fly, right? And but there's a bit of a theme going on. There's a bit of a route, or if you're in England, route. If it's mapped out, you know, of like, yeah, I just saw that thread between, you know, grace is present, fury is equalized. It's not going to happen. It's less likely to. Grace is really important, right? Grace is really important. So how do we get grace? How do we acquire it? Is it something we buy online? Is it something we are born with? Do we have to develop it? Is it something we have to practice? Is it something that we just have ingrained in our DNA? Excuse me, or our being? You know, where does grace sit in us? Where is it? Where do we place it? What does it look like?
In that sort of unskillful approach to life, where you go around, you know, uh, unscrewing lights from motorbikes and destroying the thread, or you put the lid back onto a food blender and snap part of it off. You know, it feels to me like if you are to develop a more gentle, graceful approach to the world,
Hmm.
then there's got to be a level of mindfulness, and there's got to be much more understanding of where you're at that present moment.
Hmm.
And so much of our lives, we've sort of it's reactive. We're sort of blundering around, just sort of knocking bump cars.
You're fucking like
Oh, this
Ham.
and that, and I'm just going to take this and bump into someone else. And
Ben, can I
what
just, for anyone at home watching or listening, I don't know if you heard what I just heard and saw what I just said. You fucking glitched again, man.
was it? The sound or just the picture?
So I need some grace. Let,
You need some grace.
let me just bring grace into it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
went a bit glitchy. It's okay. It's not a problem. It's not a
It went a bit
problem.
glitchy.
It's not a problem.
Okay. Was it
Could you
just the
just repeat
picture?
yourself, Ben, please? It's okay.
Was
It's
it the
because we're
sound?
using a
Can you not
shitty
hear me?
fucking platform. We are
Okay.
working on this, people. We've got a production team, believe it or not, of one person that's not us that we're in talks with to improve our quality of how you receive these visually as much as audio. But yeah, we rely on anyway, we won't get into that. It's just the fucking boring stuff. But with Grace, it went a bit glitchy, Ben. Could you just repeat what you
Okay.
just said?
Okay. So gracefully, I shall say, is that we spend, like what was I reading this week? Like most people who are living in some sort of unkind way, most people that cause pain are
Hmm.
full of hurt.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hurt
So
people, hurt people.
yeah, and it and if you and I feel like that's so much of what's happening on a day to day basis is we are just literally soaking up some emotion from somewhere, soaking up pain, soaking up hurt, you know, frustration, anger, whatever it is, and then it's like, right, this is now going to be given to the next person that upsets me or doesn't get me right, and they're going to get this, and then it's just sort of passed on, and it's
Hmm.
this level of sort of negativity that
Hmm.
just sort of spirals around. It's like, you everyone's welcome to sort of suffer and have the pain that I haven't really processed or haven't done the work, and to be kind, to be gentle, to be graceful, and to teach someone that there's another way is requiring a huge level of skill. And the only way you're going to get that is by reflecting on why you feel a certain way. It's like you were saying earlier about, why is there a pain in my shoulder? Why is my neck sore? Why am I all bent out of shape physically? I go to the Thai lady or whichever, whoever sorts your body out for you, and they realign me. And it's like, you need to do that with your
She'll,
with your head.
she'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we need to do exactly that, Mr. Rice, Ben. Um, absolutely. Um, we can only know grace, and we can only behold grace, and we can't. It's like everything. It always comes back to the same thing, right? Where am I at with all of this? Anyone listening, where are you at with it? Is there gracefulness in your life? Are you gracious to yourself? Starts with us. How can you be graceful with other people if you've got no patience and kindness for yourself, which I think is a big part of being graceful? How can you be with, how can you give that on? How can you pass it on if you've got nothing to pass on? To know grace, to know grace, you must first like who you are, surely. Because if you don't like who you are, you're not really going to display grace, are you?
You think people,
Do you not think?
yeah, yeah. Do you think people are aware of how much they dislike themselves? But I'm just thinking of people, like that. The statement you said, the hurt people hurt people.
Hmm.
I just find there's so many people in the world that are not aware they're hurt. It's like an ignorance to the pain.
Well, yeah, there's definitely delusion there. So, uh, denial, delusion, brother, sister, denial and delusion. Denial will tell you there's not a problem,
Hmm.
and that's the delusion. It's that simple. I was talking to someone just recently, and I talk to people all the time about this. This is what I do for my work, It's a big part of what I do is I'm dealing with a lot of denial and a lot of delusion, and it's really that simple. Remove denial, you sort out the delusion part. It's hard to remove the delusion if you don't focus on the denial. You've got to break the denial, the spell, the illusion, which is delusion. There's a lyric in that somewhere.
Hmm.
I said it first. If anyone writes it, it's copywritten because it's on here.
Okay. But
So,
but
yeah.
it's like but there's so many people that are unaware. There's so many people that are living in a sort in that delusion who aren't even conscious that anything's happened to them.
And what delusion causes is confusion.
You would stop writing a song and seeing what rhymes with confusion and delusion.
So I
What?
came to a conclusion. Go on, what was you going to say?
I don't. I just yeah. I just it's so many people are just walking around.
And I'm feeling there's some intrusion.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll stop now. Go on,
All
keep
right.
keep going, keep going.
There's well, that's just it, isn't it? There's no intrusion. There's no like. It's like
But there's a bit of a fusion.
oh my god.
Just keep
Oh,
going.
I can't. I can't if you're going to keep doing this.
I'll
You
shut up.
stopped? You had enough?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why so many people are happy to stay in ignorance. Why is it easier to stay in that state of unknown? Why aren't more people trying to find out why?
Fear.
Fear of what?
You've got the fucking fear, man. You've got the fear. Ian Brown. If you're not sure, go and listen to Ian Brown. He'll tell you. They got the fear. They got the fear. Check out Ian Brown's song, The Fear. Great song, man.
What are they fearful of? What's going to happen?
All right, I talk from my own point of view, my own experience, right? When I was in the depths of my denial and I was in delusion and there was confusion and a lot of intrusions and a big mass of fusion, addiction, you know, um, just fucking a lot of manic anxiety, manic depression, you know, all the stuff, right? That keeps us stuck, right? Unskillful behavior, unskillful thinking, yeah. And a lot of it is just like it's just it becomes normalized. We normalize it. I normalized it as like this is I can't do anything with this. I'm stuck. Now, anyone listening, wherever you are at with this, whether it's just like, oh, you're talking about someone I know, or oh yeah, actually, I'm feeling like I've been through that, but I'm all right now. I've got through that, and I totally get what you're saying, Dave. You know, yeah, I think I was in denial about how how fucked it really was because you're telling yourself, you know, that's the nemesis to this whole thing is denial. It's the denial will keep you. It doesn't want you. Like it's your ego, the human ego, that neurotic part of your brain. And if you haven't listened to neurotic yet on season, whatever season it was on that we've done, look at the backlog. Neurotic, it's a good one. We explore neurotic. This is a big key component to why it's hard to find grace. It's because we have a neurotic, fucking little mad monkey mind. Ian Brown will tell you about that in his songs. Fear. That plays a narrative that wants you on the floor, sucking your thumb, curled up in the fetal position with your little blanket, sobbing, metaphorically speaking. So, and I was in that mindset, and it is a mindset, that ego neurotic mind, the mindset that you are stuck in that's telling you these stories that aren't true because it wants you, you know, it wants you to be enslaved in your worst nightmares, you know, that depressive state of, oh, what's the use? Can't change anything anyway. I'm such a victim. Poor me. It's all you. If only I could just have a better life. If you felt like me, you'd be a cunt too. Kind of thing. That was me. That's how I felt. That's what I thought. But then, I opened my front door and I fucking walked down the street like Bobby Davro.
We Davro. Yeah,
Do you remember Bobby Davro?
I do remember Bobby
I
Davro.
don't know
Yeah,
why I said Bobby Davro.
no, you
There's
meant Bobby
better,
Dazzler, surely.
yeah, there's better characters. I don't know why I said Bobby. I didn't mean Bobby Davro. I definitely didn't mean Bobby Davro. I open my front door and I walk out, with a little, a little spring in my step,
I'm
twinkle.
picturing you like John Travolta in a sort of white flared suit,
There we go. There we go.
Saturday Night Fever,
Yeah.
black shirt, walking
Just,
down the street.
I'd go with Huggy Bear, not John
Okay,
Travolta. Huggy
okay,
Bear. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Huggy Bear.
Is this now or back in the day?
Say that again. You glitched again. Say it again.
Is that
Say,
now or is that back in the day?
what, me being Huggy
Like,
Bear?
yeah, yeah.
I still think I'm Huggy Bear when I walk down the street.
Okay.
But not like, my mindset's not like what I just described. My mindset's, I'm a lot more grace with myself. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not in delusion anymore. I can get deluded over certain things. Yeah,
Hmm.
but like riding, not that I'm on the street yet, but I'll be riding my little 125 bike, and I'll be like, in my mind, I'm riding a Harley Davidson.
Be like chips.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, does any of what I say resonate with you?
Yeah, I mean it's really hard, isn't it? It's just I find it's that whole sort of you don't know what you don't know until you know it kind of thing.
The fish is the last one to realize it's in the fishbowl, man.
Mm.
Always.
And it's when you
Everyone else looking in is like, oh look, that little fish in the
yeah,
fishbowl. Everyone else can see it, but the fish is the last one to be in on it. It doesn't realize it's in the fishbowl until it's been taken out of the fishbowl and looks back at the fishbowl and goes, oh fuck, I was in a fishbowl.
yeah,
That's mental health.
yeah.
Not mental health, that's mental illness. That's when your health is impaired by whatever is impairing it, whether it's, whatever, There's so many different attributes to that. And
There's
and and the grace comes in when the fish gets grace when he can accept that he's I don't know how to say this.
swimming around a castle all day.
Mm, yeah, just when the fish finds peace, then there's grace.
Yeah, what it makes me think of is like my job is yes, I work with young people, but a lot of my job now in terms of leading is to work with adults to get them to work with the young people.
Mhm.
And I can think of a number of examples where there are adults that are getting things wrong who aren't aware of how they present or how they are coming across as completely unregulated or they just certain actions or certain ways of talking, or how they present themselves just isn't quite right. And it's really difficult to have those conversations with adults and point out, oh, this isn't, you're not doing this right, you're not being that skillful. It's you get, I've had responses where, I've had people write me, wrote a page email threatening the union because I've said the wrong thing, or you're constantly checking yourself as to what you've said and how you've said it.
And you're not talking about a student, are you?
No, 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 no. I'm talking about adults. I'm talking them,
Yeah,
the kids. You can be quite blunt with kids because kids. That's how kids are. It's like they're gonna.
I
If
know.
if I come out, I've just got a new pair of glasses at the moment, and last time I wore them out, and I was wearing them in school. The kids are like, well, you don't wear glasses, but
Yeah,
they got quite a sort of 70s vibe to them, and they keep on calling
yeah.
me one of the serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer. They're like, oh, you look
Oh
like
no.
Jeffrey Dahmer off the Netflix series now. And I'm like, oh, great. Thanks for that.
They love fucking with
Yeah.
teachers' heads, man. They
Yeah.
love it. That's what they do, man.
And it's just, the kids are going to say exactly what's on their mind straight away. And it's like, you can, if a kid's being difficult, you can have quite an open and honest conversation with them.
Mhm.
Um, but when you're dealing with adults that have got that sort of more entrenched behaviors that have been doing it for 30, 40 years of being them,
Yeah.
to try and unpick that and go, actually, I think you could have dealt with that differently. I think you were really angry at that point and you needed to step away. That kid had wound you up to the point that you were going to snap, and actually you should have realized maybe 30 seconds earlier, oh, I'm just going to find a way out of this situation. I'm just going to back off and let someone else deal with it.
I know from the work I've done engaging in schools, and it's just my experience, so I'm going to share it. And it is an observation. It's not judgment. It's just me calling a spade a spade. I saw a lot of unskillful protocol in school system.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Common. It's
Mm-hmm.
there. Teachers that were triggered.
Yep.
Um, Teachers that I suspect, and this is me purely speculating, that a lot of teachers have things going on outside of the school, that they come into the school like any job. You go to work and they find it hard to park it up and leave it at the door. Now, if you think about it relatively, it makes sense that if you've got problematic shit going on in your own house and your house is not in order, and you
Yep.
go to work and you've got a bunch of unruly young mavericks that are testing you at every fucking moment and opportunity they get to try and break you, that's a trigger.
Mm.
Now, if you ain't got your house in order, you're gonna go into either victim mode, child mode, all of these trigger responses that get activated. And I bad witness that all the time in the
Mm.
school system, all the time, from all levels up, down, and everything in between, with professionals that are meant to be holding the space for these young mavericks.
Yeah.
And it's just, it just goes to show you can go to study and learn and read intellectually, study the theory around stuff, get your qualification and then go, yeah, I've got my qualification. Look, yay. Then you go and do some interviews and you land your dream job. And you can put your dream uniform on, your suit and tie, or your skirt or dress, or whatever you're wearing. Get your briefcase, put your banana in it, and you go to the office, wherever that is. But the arena that is the school system, it just so happens you've got a bunch of young hooligans running around the corridors and sitting in the classrooms. Not all of them, you know what I mean? I'm saying that loosely. A lot of them are fucking dialed in, really intelligent, brilliant, really beautiful, lovely, lovely people. but there's some problematic shit in there in the mix. It's a soup. So the problem is you've got a bunch of qualified people who ain't skilled in being gracious with themselves and their subject matter in testing times, which is bizarre because that's what the school system is. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
challenge, and it's like it's bizarre that they're not trained in that way. It's crazy.
But I think it's just it's just a more intense fishbowl. It's a smaller fishbowl than every other place of work of intensity, because because you are dealing with young people who are basically just a little bit raw. They're still green tomatoes. They might have gone a little bit orange, but they're not definitely not red yet. And you're training them up to be good adults, hopefully, and to be good people in society.
Yeah.
But I think every job has that. It's that, you talked about putting your house in order, but we have such, I think we tend to live these kind of split lives. This is work, and this is not work. This is social. So this is my leisure time, and this is my work time. And so often these sort of worlds are colliding or clashing. And
Mm,
like, we're not necessarily taught those skills to be, well, actually I should be the same, whether it's going to work or whether I'm at home with my family.
yeah.
I shouldn't have to put on a different mask to be in a different place. And if
Mm,
I can have grace in both situations, then I'm being kind, I'm being compassionate, I'm being understanding, I'm meeting every situation with good nature. And
yeah.
so often it's, oh, at home's a car crash or something. I've had an argument with whoever, my partner or my kids have wound me up, or on the way to work today someone cut me up in their car, or someone scraped the side of yeah my door or whatever. And then you take it in and it's like, oh, but I'm now in work, so I've now got to be a different person. I'm not going to bring that part in. And it's all of these sort of these different worlds we inhibit, and different lives we lead. And actually there should be some sort of, if we're skillful, then we should become, those worlds shouldn't be so separate, I think, is what I think that's where I've got to as I've got older, is actually those lives shouldn't be, I shouldn't be like I can only do work or I can only do home. it's
Yeah.
it's it's like actually those worlds should be coexisting, and I should be able to meet both with grace.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like it's not just in your setting either, or we just so happen to be talking about, the workplace and all that. It's just in everything we do, which is what you're saying. It should be just like, don't be a fucking arse. Stop being a fucking arse about shit. You know, just don't be an arse. That's it. That's we need to make a note of that and send it to that t-shirt company brand.
Yeah.
Just have that on the slogan. Don't be an arse. And on the back of the t-shirt, have someone pulling their arse cheeks apart.
That sounds like a really classy t-shirt.
Yeah.
But it is about having a bit of class, though, isn't it? In that sense of how we approach the world. It's a bit about like having that compassion to go, yeah, I'm not it's how you're,
All right.
if you get presented with a problem, if you get given a difficulty in life,
Mm-hmm.
does that completely derail you? And it goes back to what you were saying about being back in an addictive phase of life, back in a less skillful part of life, where you go, right, everything's falling apart here. I can't pay any bills. I'm spending all my money on whatever it is that I need to get me through my addiction. I'm not really paying attention to how I'm feeling or thinking, or I'm literally bent out of shape. It's
Hmm.
I'm going to let all that derail me, and I'm not going to do any of the things that are good for me. And then it's how you then take that into every part of your life.
Yeah, it's skills for life, man. Basic skills for life that we just don't get taught unless we've been taught well. I mean, look, the Jam, right? Paul Weller.
Hmm.
He was a poet.
Okay.
He was a modern day prophet. Not my words.
Whose
There's
words
one,
are those?
I don't know, one of the fans on the
Oh,
documentary,
okay.
but
All right.
he was someone that what was documented is that at that time in England, the Jam were like coming out of the 60s into 70s, 70s. I think they disbanded 1982, right? And they had a 10-year stretch where they were just present in they were part of the British culture and the music scene, right? And they managed to muscle their way in and they made their mark, right? And
Okay.
they had their cult following. But he sings about eating rifles and that, right?
Yep.
About eating, right? And it's the way he documented stuff. I think this is where Alex Turner got inspired. I think there's a similarity. Watching the documentary is definitely an Arctic Monkeys, Alex Turner, Fred. That's
Okay.
what Alex Turner got from the Jam, Paul Weller.
Hmm.
Everything about it, it makes sense to me that they were hugely influenced, amongst other people, of course. But it's documented. I didn't really know about this until I sort of joined the dots, but I thought, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That a lot of what was being documented at that time, and I mean, I remember being at school 1986 to 91, and I went to an all-boys school,
Hmm.
and it was definitely a Thatcher thing, wasn't it, that was going on, and
Hmm.
there was all of this. The country was in a certain way, and it was post-punk. New wave was coming in. That was the Jam. They were a big
Yep.
part of that, right?
Style
And
Council. Wasn't it Style Council by then?
yeah, 1984, he brought out Style Cancel and all of that, right? So um, he was documenting what he was seeing. That's entertainment was what he wrote on
Hmm.
the way home from a night out in London or something, I'm pretty sure. And he was just seeing the environment around him and the madness as it played out. And on the underground at midnight, is it one of the other things? And I don't know, I can't remember. But my point is that he was documenting what he was seeing, and he made it cool to bring in like the concept that you could be a guy in this country at that time, which was all very post-punk, raw, Johnny Rotten, yeah, yeah, all that bullshit, right? Meh, we're punk. Which I was really attracted to as well, which is like anti-establishment. But they kind of had a bit of punk about them, but they didn't want to be punks. They were carving out the mod thing, which had more grace. It was more gracious. See, punk was all the fury and the fucking destruction and anger and self-hatred and this spit everywhere, Johnny Rotten, all that sort of stuff, just fucking, yeah. And then there was like Paul Weller floats in on his Lambretta, and just sort of parks up and gets off it and takes it easy and starts to sing about some really fucking intelligent shit that's not all just political. He's just actually starting to document how he sees it, which is no different how the punks see it, but he's coming from a different place
Mm.
and he's doing it in a different way. It's how he's doing it.
Yep.
And there was a lot of people that got attracted to that. And that's what I saw in the document. And this is what that super fan was saying, which was, he was like, he brought poetry into it. And he made that, considering we were coming from all the punk shit, he's like, only Paul Weller could get away with that.
Mm.
He managed to sort of weave that into the songs and and everything, their image and on the artwork he put some poetry, some famous poetry on some of the artwork from one of his tracks. And there was a guy that said, at my school, like no different to school I went to, there's no fucking way you'd walk around with a poetry book or admit to anyone you're doing poetry. But he made it fucking cool. And he opened up the doors to it. And it changed a lot. And this is what
Mm.
I'm giving him kudos for that because it's like, it's right. That's exactly what it happened. He sort of captured all of these sort of people that they didn't want to be caught in the fury and the destruction. They wanted to have a bit of poetic grace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that goes back to what I
Uh,
was trying to say
uh,
before we gone.
and one last thing, he wrote a song, What You Give Is What You Get.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And that's kind of karma.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's writing about karma.
Yeah. And
Whereas with punk, they're like, fuck me, what is it? You know,
gonna destroy. I always hear the lyric as Ponzi bikers, but I don't think it is.
what, from the Jam?
No, from Sex Pistols. Gonna destroy Ponzi bikers.
Oh, fuck you. I'm a biker now, so
Are you a
fuck
Ponzi
you.
biker? I don't think it is. I don't. But it's gonna destroy is definitely. But I don't
They
know.
were
Yeah.
all they were all freaking posh boys anyway, weren't they?
Yeah.
When they were just, it was all marketing
I
to make
don't
them.
know.
They were just, I don't know. Anyway, it's all a big scam, isn't it? Anyone know? Johnny Rotten, are you listening? Did you go to, you posh, really?
I don't think
I
he
mean,
is.
I mean, he's a bit of a posh boy. It's just,
You reckon?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Calling him out. See what happens.
I don't know, man. Is he even alive?
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Oh, okay.
I think it's. I think what you get is what you give. Was that the lyric you said?
What you give is what you get.
What you give is what you get. I think that's where I was going earlier.
It's got that wicked bassline,
Okay.
you know?
No.
You
What you
listen
give
to
is what
Jam,
you
man.
get. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I
It's
do.
got a wicked bassline.
Okay. But it's I think that's what I was trying to get to earlier when I was saying about how you respond to obstacles. So when you were talking about being in addiction, you've got a choice, haven't you? And you feel like you haven't when you're in that space.
When you're in it, you convince you've not got a choice.
Yeah. And you've got you so you go, right, I'm either going to keep destroying, I'm either going to end up in that place of, just of complete breakdown
Hmm.
and sit in that because that's all I can do, or you try to process it. And I guess that is poetry, isn't it? That is whether whatever you choose to, how you choose to work it out, whether it's however you choose to put the words down, whether you
Yeah.
you write them, whether you paint them, whatever you choose to do, but you work your way out of that situation by
Hmm.
processing it, and you come out the other side, and you are in a kinder, more gentle space for yourself, where you go, okay, I see where I was at that point, and all I could see when I was there was destruction, was pain, was hurt, but now I've come out the other side. I can see where that came from, and I can see where I can get to now if I try and do things differently in a more skillful way.
Hmm.
So I think it's exactly that. It's really difficult to see it when you're in it, but it is about how you process it. It's about how you choose to respond, and
Yeah.
you can destroy, or you can write poetry. And I think they're the options, I guess.
Yeah. So that is one of the takeaways so far. You're either going to put Sex Pistols on, or The Clash, or The Damned. I'm just reeling off British.
British punk.
Black Flag, go America now. Fugazi, Peter and the Test Tube Babies, etc., etc. Or you get a bit of jam in your life, man. Bit of style cancel. Bit of Duran Duran.
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Bit of
I'm,
panache.
I'm joking.
Bit of
Um,
kajagoogoo.
Adam and the Ants, though, I think they're all right.
Yeah.
Blondie.
Yeah, but they're still punk, aren't they? I think Adam the Ants were punk, really. I know they were new
Yeah,
wave, but they were.
yeah. But anyway, look, so that's the takeaway for me is like, whatever I feed, I will be. If I put on a punk album, I'm gonna feel punk.
Mm,
And I've got to be in the headspace if I can listen to it.
yeah,
But if I'm putting on a Weller track, even not the Jam or Style Council, it's just Paul Weller, doing his solo stuff, which is even more mellow, most of it. Or or someone else, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something, but then I'm gonna feel like that. That's what's gonna, wherever I put my focus, my energy. What is it? Wherever I put my energy, wherever energy goes, no, wherever my focus goes, energy flows. Is it or something like that? I can't remember the
Wherever you
saying.
lay your hat is your home.
Isn't
Are you
that
going
Tom
Paul Young
Jones?
now?
Isn't that Tom Jones?
It's Paul Young, isn't
I don't know.
it?
God, but yeah, this is it. This is for me. This is it. Like it's like everything. Like wherever you know, whatever I feed will grow.
Yeah.
It's that, And have I got grace in my life? This is the question, people listening. Do you look? Hopefully, I'm really presuming that you're listening. Anyone that's listening and you listen all the way through, we are going to have a shorts reel channel activating at some point where you can just get a snippet of what we're talking about.
Mm.
So if you've got any people that can't handle the onslaught of the full, the big chunk, if you're one of them people that can't go to the cinema and watch a bloody hour and a half movie, if you're one of the people that just needs to watch little mini reels, not that anyone listening to this, you won't be one of those people, but if you know people and you think, God, they'd love this, but I just know they can't sit through this, we are going to have a shorter,
If you
revised.
want to read the last page of the book and don't
Yeah.
want to read the whole book,
It's mad, isn't it, the world we
yeah.
live in? But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, if you know anyone, if that might want to receive this transmission, because the message is clear to me now, really is, and it always becomes clear. Sometimes straight off the bat, sometimes early on, sometimes before we even press record, not even knowing what we're about to do. I will be sure of something, that I feel comfortable talking about. Sometimes I've just got to work through it and process it. But with this one, I feel like I know grace. I feel like I've accessed the grace of something greater than myself many a time in my life.
Mm,
Something otherworldly. I really do.
mm.
Some sort of supernatural, supernova, cosmic, universal, ethereal, magical um, consciousness that I've tapped into, that I can dial into. And I saw something with Dave Grohl talking about this, and he's got quite spiritual in his days, and he's got a lot of wisdom in the journey he's been on and what he's been through on his journey. But he was talking about being online, not tech online, but like dialed in online.
Right.
Yeah, been tuned in, dialed in. What consciousness, what frequency are you dialed into, people? Because there's certain frequencies. And, if you're on a certain frequency, you're not going to be accessing grace. It ain't going to happen. If you're only dialed in at a certain frequency, you're only going to be operating on the frequencies where fucking Fury, Johnny Rotten and all them lot are hanging out on. Not literally, they're characters, not the people. I'm not saying that these people are. I'm saying that what they stand for, the band, the punk, right? Yeah, you're only going to be operating on that, spitting at the camera and urinating over each other whilst getting a takeaway from somewhere. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's that you're going to only access certain,
It's the dirty kebab at the end of the night
yes,
after 10 pints.
yeah, and you're pissing in your kebab. You're like, you've got your kebab in your left hand, you got your wadger in your right hand, and you're looking for somewhere to unload your pee because your bladder's about to explode. And you're looking around, there's no spot to pee. So you're like, look at your kebab, you look around, you look back at your kebab, and you go, sorry, mate, and you just piss in your kebab. Because that's how hammered you are, right? And then you're that hammered that you eat it after,
Oh,
right?
no.
So that's the
I hoped you weren't
frequency.
going to go there.
That's the frequency that you don't want to be on, right? So what can I do to dial out of that frequency, to tune in and get online, as Dave Grohl called it? Yeah, plug in to access a higher frequency. And how do I do that? So I can access grace and all the beautiful stuff that sits with grace.
Mm,
What's a byproduct of being graceful? Kindness, well-being, a sense of esteem, a sense of worth, a sense of achievement, a sense of direction, you know,
mm. Sense of compassion.
compassion,
Mm,
compassion. Yes,
yeah.
compassion. Good one, Ben.
Mm.
Good one. That's probably the most obvious one I didn't see, and you got it. Compassion. You know, so anyone listening, you might already be on that frequency. High five. But if you know people that aren't and they're struggling with this, get them to sort this shit out. But we can't. That's the catch. You know that has to come from them. They've got to want to dial in, man.
Yeah,
We can't.
they're the ones that got to move the dial.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's 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 impossible to move someone else's dial, and
exactly.
however hard you try,
Yeah,
you've got to let people find their own path.
absolutely.
Um,
Because when you try and dial out, if you try and
but
force it on
yeah,
someone, you glitched again. I thought I was talking over you because I thought you'd stopped, and you've glitched and you've frozen. Are you still with us, Mr. Rice? See, Mr. Rice has gone
no,
offline
I'm just
now.
pausing
Are you back online?
completely.
I was saying that if
Can you hear me?
someone's not, yeah, I was just saying that if someone's not on the desired frequency that you wish them to be, you're going to find it really hard to force their dial, like you're saying, you know, if it's fixated. If you try and get their frequency to marry up with
Mm,
your one or, you know, to heighten their frequency, it's likely that that's going to be met with, well, grace probably won't be on offer, perhaps.
voice.
White noise.
Mm,
Yeah. White riot.
yeah,
A riot. All right. Do you reckon we're closing it up now? Do you think we're getting to an end place with this?
yeah. I think we've got to a good place. I think we've got
Yeah?
to a place of grace.
Good.
So
And anyone
yeah.
anyone that's liked what we've done on um this broadcast, this episode, it would be really graceful of you to and compassionate and kind and generous to share it with people and maybe like it and maybe leave comments because we want to see them and we want other people to see them because then they can join in and participate in the conversation because we want that's what it's all about. We want people to feel inclusive and part of. All right, so get involved, people, man. Show us some grace. Don't be selfish. Stop being fucking selfish. All right, sharing is caring.
Okay.
That's all I've got to say.
Leave it there. Leave it there.
It's like I throw grenades out at people, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's like, I've got to show grace more with that, and I
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'll work on it. I'm working on
Okay.
it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm working on it. Don't forget, I'm a green tomato at the moment.
Okay.
All right, good.
Yeah. Always.
Shall I end it?
Yeah. Press the button. Buttons
Okay.
do things.
Yes, press buttons. They do things. All right. Okay. Hang on a minute. Where's my stop button?
Till the next time, you take care of
Hang
yourself.
on. Seriously, I can't find the stop button.
All
Right,
right.
there it is. There it is. Okay, take care. See you soon.
See you later.
Bye
Bye.
bye.